Welcome everyone to Charlotte, Motor and Concord, North Carolina for race number 8 of season 4 of the JBL Cup Series, and we are here for the longest race of the season. 100 laps, 150 miles on tap here tonight in the Coca-Cola 600, the birthplace of NASCAR, and this is a big time event for all of these drivers, the longest race of the season, and this can be a exciting one for sure. Joining me up here in the booth is none other than Andrew Miller. And Andrew, welcome to the JBL Cup Series booth once again, and we are in for a long night here at Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I got to see the qualifying race, made for some pretty exciting stuff. So a lot of indications that this track could end up actually being a fairly multi-groove. I mean, I should say maybe two-groove racetrack. Bottom and outside, if it's too wide. If you're on the outside 3 wide, that might not work too well. But narrow track in comparison to others. Pretty high speeds. Tire wear definitely going to come into play. So I think this is going to be a pretty good one.
Yeah, it should be the longest race on the season, and with how the season's gone, it's been pretty wild, but I have to see what happens here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Here is the points into race number 8 on the season, the final race before the All-Star race next time out after tonight. Jordan Sal is still the point leader after Talladega. He has a 19-point lead over Richard King in second. Taylor Campbell is in third with points, 24 points back. We have a tie for fourth. Seidel and Watson, teammates from Hendrick Motorsports, they are both 42 points back. Sixth is Josh Burnson. He is on the pole, so he gets a bonus point, so he has 48 points back instead of 49. Colin Quapley has won 2 races so far this season. He is 7th in points, 55 points back. Nathan Ullman is in 8th, 64 points back. Angel Obel is in 9th, 69 points back. And rounding out the top 10 is Scott Upton, who just recently won at Talladega, but for second win on the season, he is 73 points back. And then right now, the only driver from 11th to 25th to win is 14th in points for Wyatt Walker. So basing off of points, the first wild card will go to Alan Abel in 11th position, and then the second wild card will go to Wyatt Walker with that 1 win at 14th. So all the way after this race, halfway through the regular season, this is race 8 of 15 of the regular season, and the chase will be here before we know it. And let's get these 40 drivers going off for the longest night in the JBL Cup Series season, and for the Coca-Cola 600, before everyone rolls off, and looks like they do, and they are. So here is the top 10 for the Coca-Cola 600. Josh Williamson on the pole, his first pole on the season, and alongside is Alan Abel. On number 2, we got Chris Reynolds and Stephen Collin. On number 3, we got Scott Upton and Zachary Fitzwater. On number 4, Roger James, I should say, and Ryan Dwyer. And rounding out the top 10, we got Trey Smith and Jordan Edwards. The rest of the starting lineup will scroll from the bottom to the top of the screen and do the longest night in the entire season for the JBL Cup Series, the third crown jewel race on the season, 100 laps. What do you think we will see, and who do you think will win?
I think we're going to see a lot of comers and goers, guys going from the front to the back to the front. Someone might be able to hold it up here for a little while, but we'll just have to see who that's going to be. Based on how Scott Upton has been performing lately, I would look to him to be pretty darn fast here in that number 6. But anything can happen. It's 100 laps. I'm expecting to see a little bit of everything.
And for sure, Scott Upton has won 2 out of the last 3 races. He could make it 3 out of the last 4 here tonight. Williamson and Abel on the front row, and they will lead us to the green. The longest night in the JBL Cup Series season number 4 is green. The Coca-Cola 600 is underway at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Side by side at the line, and it's going to be Chris Reynolds, I believe, barely leading that number 1 in the Coca-Cola 600. And here comes Scott Upton, the number 6 machine, all the way up to second place in that through Ford Mustang, and he's up to second place, and here comes Roger James as well.
Inside lane, looking like it's where you want to be for the moment. But as this run goes on, we're going to see them start to get a little more strung out, a little more single file, which is we're anything but single file at the moment. Some 3-wide action here for third position already. Great run there for the 23, but yeah, it's going to take a little bit for these guys to kind of settle it down, but at the same time, we don't want to give up too much.
Yeah, 3 wide throughout the entire field of Williamson. He really has a match one. Oh man, moves Upton out of the way. And that number 23 machine for Upton, that's gonna hurt Williamson, because Upton's gonna take advantage of that and just full throttle 3 and 4, and he has a massive one and might catch up with Chris Reynolds up here. And for Chris Reynolds, he almost won at Darlington. That one got stolen from him late in that one by Colin Quapley, so Chris Reynolds will love to get some revenge here in a crown jewel event. But here comes the guy that's won 2 out of the last 3 races, Scott Upton, going for the race lead.
Six car looking quick, just like you were saying. I know that same drivers won the first 2 crown jewel races here, so we'll see if they're able to do it a third time. But for right now, oh man, 51 thought about making a 3-wide move there. Maybe just thinking of just trying to say to these guys, hey, I'm here. Keep an eye open.
That's Wade Smith thought about in that number 51 machine, and Colin Quapley, you mentioned him. He's won the first 2 crown jewel races on the season. Currently, Comment Pack is up front, but just outside the top 10. It looks like, oh my goodness, that was close. Oh, this is not going to be good. Almost 4 wide with Seidel, Colin Watson, and Roger James went out. And meanwhile, 3 wide for second. What a move from Aaron Abel up to second spot.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe they made it through the front straightaway there. I really thought that someone was going to get turned there, but they keep pointing in the right direction. And now we'll see if the 19, who started second, can try to contend for this race lead on the number 6.
And Abel, with a controversial move, he kind of turned Fitzy on the caution at Talladega. Not many people were happy about that. Let's just say that. Fitzy was not happy. Ormond, who got caught up in that question, was not happy about it. Oh my goodness, that was close. Eli Boy almost got turned back here deep in the field. I saw that in the corner of the screen. Really, really close right there. But Abel, you're going to have some people not happy with him, but he is starting to get some momentum here in this rookie season of the JBL Cup Series. His number 19 machine got a lot of hype. Roger Ray did a good job the 2 seasons that he was in it, and Abel starting to get used to this machine, and he is in 11th in points. Colin almost went around in that number 42. A lot of close calls off to number 2 at the moment, and Abel having a good season so far. And here comes Chris Reynolds trying to take that second spot away from the number 19. Upton loving the voice seats behind him.
They're just starting to pull away here a little bit. Maybe it might be a good move to try to back it down a little bit, try and save those good years for a little bit. I'm probably going to be a very unpopular person when I admit that to me it looked like Fitzy turned himself off the 19, so you sue me on that one. But but hey, 19's looking fast, and I'm sure Fitzy will find his way up here pretty soon. But right now they are not content to stay single file here, trying to catch that 6. They're all going at it.
Chris Reynolds took second spot away, and now Abel, from the help from his Toyota teammate Josh Benson, trying to take that second spot away back. But now, have to see what Reynolds can do here in 3 and 4. Typically, 1 and 2 is more multi-group than 3 and 4, and that's going to play right in the favor of the number 19, and he's going to keep second. And now, can he finally catch up with Scott Upton, who has almost a 4/10 of a second lead here at Charlotte? And now Williamson might be behind him. Maybe these 2 Toyotas can catch up with that one forward.
Yeah, the thing with coming off turn 4 there, with that double dogleg, kind of the D shape front straightaway, when you're on the inside lane, of course, you're taking the shorter way around there. And since it's all just flat out through there, the speed difference is definitely going to be noticeable because of that shorter way around. So that's why it's preferred to be on the inside through 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, you can pretty much make it work no matter what you do. And there's 23 looking to try to make that move, but you'll see the 19 kind of draw pretty even with him here. So actually, no, that was a great corner there for the 23, and this is a great shot that'll show the difference in
Oh,
cornering.
whoa, my
Yeah, look at how deep he dives it in there.
Maybe he can make 3 and 4 work. What a 1 from Aaron Abel, and he's going to keep second at the line. And now Roger James, is he going to do anything about the rewind? Nope, he's going to stay behind the 23. Abel really fine on the second lane here at Charlotte. And he's still making it work.
Yeah, those guys are really flying up there. 12 car. That was a bold move.
These guys are racing so hard from second on back. They don't know who wants to catch up with Scott Upton at this point, pretty much. They are all fine really hard of who wants to chase him down. Seidel making it 3 wide.
Oh, Justin. He's made those moves a few times, and he's made me nervous on each of them as 31 has to get out of the throttle. But, hey, my former team owner in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, hello, Napa fan. He's not Napa fan anymore, but Justin making his way forward here. And how about, that 42 looking solid up here. But, oh, my gosh, look at that cluster behind him.
A absolute cluster here from third on back now. It's really from starting to pull away from these. Oh my goodness, Justin Seidel.
He's about to put him in the wall.
Seidel is being aggressive here doing early on in the Coca-Cola 600. He almost made it 4 wide earlier, and still goes unable. That top side might be dying. That filling. We saw for 31 kind of get tight and check up in 1 and 2, and now able to kind of do the same thing in 3 and 4. So that third lane might be falling off as halfway through this field one. But Williamson is loving it of what he sees. All behind them, and they're still crazy. Absolutely
nearly
nuts.
Put Nathan Norman into the wall.
And these two were not happy at the 19, and now they might not be happy with each other after that. Fitzy and Orman. Oh boy. Williamson though, last time by, he cut from 4 tenths to 3 tenths, so Williamson starting to catch up with the number 6 of Scott Upton. This has kind of been a story for Williamson this season. He doesn't really have a great short run car, but is manageable as Abel and Clampton all took each other out off turn 2. But it's been manageable for Williamson on the short run, but then once it gets to the second half of the field one, this 23 machine always flies off like a rocket ship. Did at Las Vegas, did at a couple of other races, and now he's doing here at Charlotte and gaining another 10th. He's getting 2 tenths the last 2 laps, and Williamson is moving in the number 23.
In front of the field here now, starting to get a little more spread out here. Shout out to both the 14 and the 1. They both find their way into the top 10 here, possible top 5 here soon enough for both these guys. Haven't seen them up here quite yet. Still pretty early in the going, but they're starting to show some long run speed. We'll see if that will play into effect throughout the course of this deal.
And of course, this might be one of the best races to have a long run car, because we've seen it in the past year. We've had some long ones here at Charlotte, and we've also had some wet fest races. We just had a lot of short ones. So typically for the 600, you want to have a long run car, and I think Williamson has one. I think the number 42 of Cologne also has one, because he's starting to move his way back up into the top 5. Fitzy, I think, has one. Seidel has one. Vale, I think, has a long one car. A lot of these drivers that are inside the top 5, top 10 now, I think, have a good long one car. Chris Mosey had a short one car. He's starting to drop that. Same with Trey Smith and Abel. They are some of the drivers that have really fallen back now. Later on in this one, about 20 laps in. And Williamson's still trying to catch up. And how about all 3 lanes right here? The 6 running all the way on the bottom, 23 running half a lane higher, and then the 12 of Edwards was running all the way up in the second lane. Multiple different moves late in this view one.
I wonder if some of that tire wear is starting to kind of play a factor into that, just kind of putting your car where you can find the most grip and keep that car planted under you. As 23 making the move here, this is the first time we've seen a battle for the lead here in a little bit, but we're getting a little bit closer to the pit window here.
Should be about 28 to 30-ish laps on field 3 stopper here tonight, and we are battle for the lead and battle for third now. The number 42 of Cologne gonna try to take that third spot away, and he's gonna send it there. Upton trying to make that third lane work, but that's not gonna work out for him. He's gonna lose 1 spot, 2 spots, maybe 3 spots, and here comes the 42 of Cologne. He gets the mask one down the back section into turns 3 and 4. Williamson just took the race lead, but he might lose it because Colin for great 3 and 4.
Oh man, if Williamson, I think he drove it a little too hard there and had to check up.
Oh, and they got a
42 gonna lead
caution.
the lap, yellow flag.
First caution on lap 22, just like Talladega. We had our first caution on lap 22, and here at Charlotte we get our first one in the Coca-Cola 600 on lap number 22. And looks like it might have been for Elijah Gordon. He's off the pace from the back of the field, but it doesn't look like he has much damage. So it might have just been a simple spin for the number 2 machine.
Let's hope so. But yeah, he's looking pretty intact at the moment. Now we'll see. I imagine everyone's probably going to pit here.
Oh yeah, I would imagine it's 22, 23 laps on fuel and tires over 28, 30 lap fuel one. I would imagine everyone's gonna pit here. If you don't, I don't know. But looks
Yeah,
like
that wouldn't end well.
and it looks like that is the case. So everyone's gonna be smart. Gonna pit here on lap 23. Realize that it's a long race and everyone is gonna pit here. So now we have to see who has a good pit crew here in this one. And let's see who ends up winning the race off pit. Well, I would imagine it's going to be 4 tires for everyone, with it being 22, 23 laps on that first cycle of tires. And looks like the 12th of Edwards with a great stop. Oh, it's going to be Williamson, though, winning the race off pit road.
22 going to gain quite a few spots here as well by the looks of it.
Oh,
Great stop there for the Penske guys. Something funky happened there.
I think there's some carnage on pit road with the 20 of Walker, some damage to the 42, who was the leader, has some damage, and he had to get teleported back to the stall. That's unfortunate. This is a very tough pit road, a very tight pit road as well, and unfortunately, takes out the 20 and the 42.
The 20 is not saying Yahoo after that.
Unfortunately, yeah, they're not saying Yahoo after that one, but luckily, they're gonna go back onto that before the 42. I think the 42 is gonna go a lap down here, and that's unfortunate. Calling him from leading to making some kind of contact on pit road, now he's gonna go a lap down because of it. That's unfortunate. But it will be Williamson as the race leader, barely edging out the 12 of Jordan Edwards. And let's see what happened to bring out the first caution the other night in the season 4 JBL Cup Series Coca-Cola 600. Well, here we go. Down the back stretch here at Charlotte Speedway, and I don't know what happened, but Elijah Gordon just squeezed White Walker into turns 3 and 4, and around they went. Elijah Gordon into the outside wall with some right side damage and some potential hood damage. Then the 20 of Walker sideswiped the 44, that's and then back up to the racetrack and a big shot to the right side. And also, I think the 20 of Walker has more damage from hitting the right side than what the 2 does in hitting the left side of that machine. Very unfortunate, a mild crash though. Very unique, a squeeze sounds bad stretchy at Charlotte, but unfortunately that is what brought out the first caution the other night in the Coca-Cola 600.
Going down the back straightaway here, I'm not sure if exactly what was going on there with the 2, but it may have just been an awkward spot with the 18 up there and the 38 starting to almost poke his nose 4 wide. That's my only guess as to what caused the 2 to do what he did there. Or maybe it was I don't know. That's a tricky one to call, but certainly could have been way, way worse. Just a 2-car incident there, only 1 car really going around. So pretty tame, pretty mild for the early going. And honestly, I think with some repairs, both those cars should still be able to contend for some decent positions.
Yeah, very unfortunate. A unique situation right there. I fully agree with you. I think it was just awkward with the 38 of coming possibly season 3, maybe 4 wide, and just unfortunately squeezed them in 3 and 4. But that's not it. We saw the 42 get teleported and get hit on pit road. This is what ended up happening to the number 42. And this is what happened. The 42 of Colin, he came down into his pit stall, did a 4 tire stop, just a normal stop. Everyone took 4 tires. And then you see the 14 of Chris Williams right there. He parks right in front of the stall and looking to see Stephen Collin right here. I don't know what he was doing, but he just went straight into the back end of the 15. He tried getting it fixed around, and then Upton made contact with him. He spun him back into the inside wall, and then 42 of Collin decided to just turn right in front of Crampton, and then right when he got told, Crampton unfortunately ran into the side of him. And honestly, a lot of those drivers, Upton, Crampton, Reynolds, they were all innocent bystanders and all that, and unfortunately that had some good players involved in a pit road melee right there.
Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see if those guys might have some front end damage that could end up holding them back a little bit. But 6 is still going to be up in a pretty good position here. Just gonna, we'll just have to see how bad it really might be. But that is a tough break though for the 42. Had some plenty of speed there.
Yeah, Colin had a very fast long one call right there, and unfortunately that's probably going to take him out as he is one lap down. Let's go ahead and get back to the result with Williamson and Edwards. Williams back to the green in the Coca-Cola 600. Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway here. For the Coca-Cola 600, we will go back on lap 27 of 100. And no one is out. We still got 40 cars on the racetrack. The 2 of Elijah 1 and the 20 of Wyrock are still out there. Have to see how much damage they have. The 42 is still on pit road, but they are looking on the right side now, so they might be about to leave his stall. And on the restart, it will be Williamson, Edwards, Upton, Collins, Fitzy. He's up in 5th. That's the first time I've seen him all season up there. Roger James, Stridell, O'Fara, Trey Smith, and Alan Abel back inside the top 10. And we have to see how much damage Upton has. Same with Crampton. Those were the 2 hills involved in that pit road melee and the 15 as well. Of course, Mills. He is going to go out on track, so he's not going to be in the way for the leaders here on the restart. And here we go. Josh Williamson, I should say, released back to the green. Back racing here at Charlotte in the Coca-Cola system, and Jordan Edwards with a terrible restart in the number 12. And Upton, we have to see how much damage he really has, but at the time being, he's going for 2nd place from Mitchell Collins behind him.
Looking pretty quick at the moment. But 22 gonna go way down low. First time we've seen that 22 this far up front here thus far. But hey, oh boy, 6 really hard to check up there, and that's gonna stack up these guys.
First time seeing Mitchell Collins in this Coca-Cola number 22. We got 4 Coca-Cola skins here tonight. Coca-Cola really promoting all their stuff. We got a Coca-Cola number 22, the Coca-Cola Zero Sugar number 3, Coca-Cola Starlight number 1, and then I believe we got another Coca-Cola, the number 11 of Old Mines with Coca-Cola with coffee. So we got 4 Coca-Cola sponsored colors, and one of them of Mitch Collins is closing in faster than number 23 of Josh Williamson, potential for the race lead.
I've heard Coca-Cola said so many times now that, oh my goodness! Oh, that was bold. But looks like 22 should be able to get it here. Maybe, if we're going to go side by side for the moment. That was almost catastrophic.
A dive bomb from the Coca-Cola number 22. And honestly, you could probably make a count of how many times we were saying Coca-Cola tonight with it being the Coca-Cola 600 and all the Coca-Cola sponsored colors. But here comes Justin Seidel, who I think has a really fast color. Oh my goodness, Seidel, James, and Williamson battling really out the 2nd spot.
I don't know if they may have actually made a little bit of contact. 23 trying to keep his nose up there. The 31 almost did the same thing that the 2 did. But man, at least on old tires, that outside lane really does not have much. Or new tires, I should say.
Yeah, new tires, it seems like it's mostly on the bottom, but then 15, 20 laps in, that it starts getting multi-groove. Williamson almost turning number 31 of Roger James right there. Oh my goodness, the racing that we're seeing on this restart is absolutely chaotic. And where's Joe Wachowski on form in this number 8? Hello, Joe Wachowski in this green number 8 for RCR. Monacle's been having some speed occasionally this season, but we've not seen much from Wachowski, but hello. And it's number 8 machine, and hello to Seidel, moves the 22 out of the way, and Seidel going for the race lead.
Olvera might make a move here 3 wide. Okay, he was thinking about it, but at least for right now, we're going to stay with his fellow Chevrolet and get that number 5 out front here. Of course, a little bit of a soft spot for me and Zidell, as I mentioned earlier, but no, good to see Valvoline Chevrolet up front there. Single file, at least for the time being, for about the top 6 or 7.
Ooh, I think Olvera got massively tired to lift off the gas, and here comes the entire group of cars, the 22, 12, 31, and 23 challenging. Oh my
Whoa, 23!
Jesus! Andy, what are these guys doing on this race? So do they know that's only on lap 33 of 100? Because they are racing like it's the last lap every time.
At least this 23 is. He's been making most of those bold moves here up front. Well, probably more than anyone else. Seeing the 4 cars starting to come up here as well.
Brianna Beal in the number 4, hello. And Fitzy as well. Some new drives up on Will Parrish as well. Making some moves. We've not really seen a part-times up front up to this point. And right when I say that, hello 26, 33 instances all in a cluster right here. So we might see some part-times up front. And meanwhile, back for the race lead, Collins and Zidell. And it looks like Collins is going to take that race lead away.
Yeah, outside didn't work as well there for Zidell that time by. So 22 is going to get it. 31 going to make that dive bomb 3 wide. And way up the track goes the 5. Holy smokes. But yeah, the comers and goers, that's for sure. And it looks like, oh man, I'm not sure if I just heard someone hit the wall there, but looks like Scott Upton really not lacking much speed at the moment.
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think it's really affecting him too bad. Too bad at the moment. They can probably fix that during a pit stop or something, or if we get a caution. But add this to the Coca-Cola counter. We got Coca-Cola cars first and second here in the Coca-Cola 600. And Williamson though, I think starting to have a long green flag one as oh my goodness, Nathan Stapleton almost made it full wide back in here.
Man, I thought that was going to be. I thought that was going to be it if you decided to go for it. But look at that, they're staggered for a couple of rows there, 3 wide. And Upton, definitely not afraid. He is making it happen right now, trying to get his way back to the front.
Beal almost chopped off the number 66 right there of Toy Gossip, but thought better of it. And Williamson starting to have a little bit of a long green flag one. Started about 10 laps in. Oh wow, Collins won in the second lane here. Don't know how well that's gonna look on exit, because Olvera's gonna have a decent one on him in his number 1 machine. And for Williamson, we have to see how long it takes for his long one car to kick in, because it might already starting to slowly fire off. Because Williamson slowly catching up on his number 1 machine. And here comes the number 12, trying to take that 4th spotlight battle between Edwards and Roger James.
Could see maybe starting to inch a little closer there as well in the 14. But everyone's still really stacked up all behind him, side by side, several rows deep, and a little bit of a 3-car pull away for the time being. But yep, I knew that 23 was going to try something here. 1 car is trying to say no, you don't. That 23 is going to get that move done on the inside, at least to get there.
Has been strong all season. They have figured something out for the long one car, no matter what track it is. Las Vegas, which I think they also have a long one car, and I think another track they have a long one car, maybe Auto Club or something. There's been 3 or 4 races already this season, but this 23 car for Josh Williamson has had long one speed, and he's gonna try to get 2 birds in 1 stone in 1 lap. He's not gonna be able to do so, but he might be able to get 2 birds in 2 laps. Williamson going for the race lead here at Charlotte.
Collins is able to try to get the run here on the outside. Doesn't look like it's going to work. 23 is clear for the time being, but Angel Olvera breathing right down his neck.
And this has kind of been the theme this season. We always see 1 track out car up front, whether that be Ed Drew, Angel Olvera, or Juan Garcia. The most successful so far this season has been Angel Olvera. Juan Garcia has had speed, but have not had the good luck that he's probably deserved to get those finishes that he's had speed for, and kind of the same for Ed Drew. But Olvera's been definitely the leader at Trackhouse Racing as they are 4 wide in the back, I believe.
Uh-oh.
They were 4 wide, but this is still so much chaos. 3 wide, multiple deep, about 15 laps into this one, and this is what we've seen all race long. Fantastic racing all over the racetrack here at Charlotte, and now here comes Team Penske, the 12 and the 22, and let's see, about 15 laps into the one, that top side might not be looking as good as it once was, because Collins is still not able to make that top side work about 15, 16 laps into this one.
Yeah, it seems like it's maybe kind of going in phases. It seems like there are times where it's working pretty well and other times where it's not. I don't know if that just has to do with maybe how the cars are staggered or just kind of how they're driving it. But at the moment, that's going to actually help out the 23 if that is indeed the case, where the outside isn't working quite as well. And then that's just going to allow him to try to keep at the bottom. Oh, boy.
Lance Mystery almost turned the Las Vegas for John Andrews back here. Oh my goodness, that was close. Turn 2 is very sketchy here at Charlotte. Apparently, he was like, I don't know what it is with these new next gen colors, but they are sketchy off for turn number 2. And speaking of turn 1 and 2, we have a battle for second. Slide job! The 10th performed to 12. Oh my god.
Well, you don't see that too often. Golly, that was really sketchy. I don't think that Olvera is going to be very happy with him.
And he's not. He's going to dive bomb that second lane in 3 and 4, trying to side draft potentially down the front stretch here. This is absolutely crazy. We've seen some great racing here at Charlotte in the past, but with this next gen color, this is some of the best racing I've ever seen at Charlotte. And now Collins is trying to take second away from his teammate, and this is kind of like what happened with Upton earlier when he was up front. Everyone kept on battling really hard from second to about 5th or 7th, and now Williamson is starting to pull away in that number 23, and Collins is going to take second spot away. And here comes Fitzy. Cannot believe I'm saying this after the terrible season he's had. He's up front in his number 14 for SHR, trying to make some moves here in the longest ways of the season.
And it is Fitzwater. He knows how to get it done here in these offline races. But, oh my gosh, Zidell almost running the true Larson line.
I mean, he is in the Larson color. And he really tried, and that might work because he's going to try to get past the guy that's won the 2 previous financial races in Conor Crawford, but that's not going to work out for him right there. Also, I just want to say, where did Conor Crawford come from? Slowly but surely moving his way up inside the top 10, top 12. It looks like he's in 11th at the moment. And Crawford is a long race, not even halfway through. He could have a shot here late at getting his 3rd win on the season and winning his 3rd financial race. But here comes Collins chasing down this number 23. Maybe Collins has something from Williamson on the long one here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And maybe the Penske boys as a whole, because here comes the 12 and the 22 chasing down number 23.
But he's definitely there, and it looks like he's able to kind of get it a little lower in the corner than the 23, although this time he's going to try it a little bit differently. Ooh, he's got a good run here, might have a shot.
Half a lane high, looks like he tried dominating it a little bit, and he's going to get draft. And here comes Collins side by side for the race lead. It looks like this top side might be a little bit better now at this point in the one, as Williamson's going to keep it. And now maybe the 12 is going to go side by side with his teammate, and he will. He got Charlotte, and now this is interesting. Halfway through the next time, buying the close at 600, and now the top side might be working out for these drivers here.
I will also point out we should only be a few laps away here from pit stops, because they came in like around lap 22, 23, I think it was, somewhere in that window.
Yeah, 22, 23. So, yeah, you got a good point. We should see pit stops in a handful of laps here, depending on how much they save on the caution potentially. But Tori Gossett making it 3 wide, and first time staying parked on up front, and now she is making it 3 wide, and we have to see, can we get green flag pit stops to actually function properly? We have to wait and see. O'Fara making it 3 wide for 3rd place here at Charlotte, and we are officially halfway through in the close 600 on lap 51. Now to start lap number 52. Great racing, a fantastic 600 all the way, and we still got 49 laps to go in this one. But Williamson at the moment is in command, and Edwards trying to make that second lane work, trying to get a little bit of a 1. down the backstretch here at Charlotte. And it doesn't look like it's really going to work for him that time, unlike it did with his teammate Mitchell Collins.
31 is still just kind of quietly hanging there at the moment in third place. He hasn't made much noise yet for the race lead, but he's just been lurking throughout this top five here pretty much this entire run. So that 31 might be a sleeper to watch out for, but battle is on now as the 12 car gets underneath.
Williamson, though, whipping the top side. Williamson, he has a really bad fast long one car and looking out to do something to really. Oh my god, watch James. He's just going to try and be ballsy and make that second lane look just on a bad stretch. And never mind. Pit stops here on that 53. Oh my god.
Car over. Oh, jeez, Ormond.
Oh!
Watch out.
It's the Charlotte big one. And that's kind of what I was talking about. This could be a little bit sketchy down into doing pit stops, and unfortunately, that happens. Looks like Crampton was on pit road, Fitzy was on pit road. Not many people came down pit road. The 12, the 5, 26, the 1, 17, 43, 21. And they might get lucky here. I don't think they'll go a lap down.
If they played this right, and the game is going to give them the fact that they were on pit road when the caution came out, I think that they're going to be the leaders when we go back green here. But yeah, we'll just see how scoring is going to sort this out.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to take a minute for how timing and scoring will work out. And second caution of the night, past halfway on that 53. Doing pit stops here at Charlotte. And we have to wait and see can Williamson win the race off pit road here. I don't know who's going to be the race leader, to be completely honest. If it ends up being the case where the first couple of cars that... Oh, Water James!
Look out.
That was close. That was the same... And Abel gets hit by the 15. And unfortunately, I think the 15 of Chris Reynolds this night is going to go from bad to worse here at Charlotte.
I think he's going to get the toe here in a moment. We'll say 31 did beat out the 12. So if those guys who were coming in don't get the benefit of the scoring, then the 31 should be the race leader. Looks like they might. And yeah, it looks like they're going to get the benefit of the scoring, and they're going to end up out front here.
I think Crampton's going to be a lap down on the tail end. So I think these guys that pitted right when that caution happened, I think they're going to get credited as being the leaders. You have to wait and see at the line. It should be the 12 of Jordan Edwards as the race leader here. If that is the case. And it is. So they timed that perfectly for being the first ones on pit road. Edwards, O'Vera, Zidell, Fitzy. The point of Jordan Stout, we've not seen him all night long, and he's up one out because of that strategy. Will Parrish, Logan Williams, they were all the first ones that pitted, and they got a lucky break, and they are going to be up front when we go back green. Wow. Well, with that being said, let's see what happened to bring out the second caution of the night in a wild close to Sunday, and we have a flip for Nathan Ormond down the front stretch here at Charlotte. Well, here we go. Pit stops were happening for the leaders, and this was all Nathan Ormond. He, I guess, didn't realize that the 8 of Joe Wachowski was above him, and they got locked side by side, and Ormond kind of got grip rolled kind of backwards, I guess, backwards flip, hit the safe barrier that ended up doing him a full flip, got stuck on the front end of Wachowski. Wachowski ended up shoving him off. Wachowski isn't that bad off, honestly, because then he ends up saving it. But then these guys were trying to avoid him, and unfortunately for Tyree Cummins, huge hit right there in the left rear. And unfortunately for Juan Garcia, Owen Miles, Richard Kinghart, Quinton Moore, Eli Bright, and Wyatt Walker, they're all going to get involved in this one. And honestly, some of these guys like Juan Garcia and Eli Bright, took a couple of big shots as well when they came back up the track from that pile up, and that's unfortunate because especially for drivers like Joe Wachowski and Nathan Ullman, they were strong all night long, and then Jacquino, he's been top 5 in points all season long, and I think he came in here second points, and he's not going to be there after tonight. Then the 42 of Colin, he was off pace, and he made a little bit of contact while he with Juan Garcia, unfortunately late. Very unfortunate for everyone involved, but that seems to happen sometimes here in the Coca-Cola 600. The Charlotte Big One strikes about halfway in this one.
So the pit stop's looming here. Ormond, it's going up a little bit too high. Gets into Rutkowski. I got to send a shout out to the 15 and the 6. Barely missing that. I think the 18 as well. But not so lucky for a bunch of these guys. 34's engine is destroyed after that one. And a bunch of other bodies destroyed in that one. 38, 48, 78, 11 among some of them, the 99. And, of course, yeah, the 24. Quite a few guys going to be out after that one.
Very unfortunate. At least we made it past halfway until that happened, but that's just a flip count. I think we've had 3 or 4, maybe 5 flips all the way this season, and that gets added to another one. Nathan Ullman flips here at Charlotte, and because of these guys pinning right when the caution happened, that's going to look out where it will be number 12 with Jordan Edwards. That's the race lead here, and then O'Vera in second. And this is going to change everything here. And we have to wait and see what happens here in the second half of the Coca-Cola 600. Let's go ahead and get back to the result here at Charlotte. Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the race number 8 on the season, and for the Coca-Cola 600 we will go back on lap number 58 of 100. Don't be scared of the 42, just name it on by. He's the only car 1 lap down, so he got the wave round. Don't know how much that's going to do to him after being involved in multiple incidents here tonight. But crazy race so far. Going to go back on lap 57, and I believe we will still have one more pit stop left here in this one, with these guys pitting around lap 54, 53, 54, 55, and oh no, Allison Lane! Allison Lane has a tire go down on the caution right when we are about to go back green. That's unfortunate for the Season 3 champion.
Yeah, we got the field shaked up here.
Oh yeah. After all that, for the second caution of the night, we got the 12 up front of Edwards, O'Fara, Seidel, Fitzy in 4th, the point leader, I don't know, in 5th, with Jordan Stout, Will Parrish, Logan Williams, and then everyone else pitted under caution with the 31 on back. So here we go. Back on lap 58 with Jordan Edwards out front. Still one pit stop left in the Season 4 Coca-Cola 600, and what a jump from Jordan Edwards in the number 12 O'Vera. It's caught sleeping on that restart.
You know, everyone's sticking with him, so probably just 12 really able to get away well. But I don't think we're going to be staying single file for long here. It goes 21 already. The first time we're seeing 21 up front here, 26, and a few others, 17. So we'll see what kind of cars they properly have here now that they're in some more prime real estate.
And Jordan Stout, he's not done this a couple times this season. He did that at Talladega. I didn't really see him up front a lot. And then all of a sudden he was in the top 6 and he got, I think, second or third or something like that. He got a really good point stay out of nowhere at Talladega. And now, we've not seen Jordan Stout always long. Full strategy, and now the point of Jordan Stout is up front inside the top 5, and now he's up to 3rd in this number 21 machine. And he is moving and tell you what, who else is also moving? I can't believe I'm saying this, but Zachary Fitzwater is in 2nd. He won the Coca-Cola 620 chase down the number 12. Jordan Edwards did comes well pitch, trying to take those away from the point leader.
Part-timers starting to work their way forward here, 26 and 66. We know that they're more than capable of running with these guys who are running the full season. So I would expect them to do pretty well, so long as they're able to maintain this track position that they've been able to gain, which with 40 laps to go. I mean, anything can happen if you end up in the right place or wrong place.
Yeah, for sure. And, of course, the last time that you were in the booth, we saw the number 27 of 20th Green win, and you know what? He didn't make it, but his teammate did. Will Parrish on the number 26, and Will Parrish was moving in this 26 machine, 28 seconds away from Zachary Fitzwater, and Jordan Edwards that's what he sees behind in that number 12 machine. And I just want to say this. Colton Cole have 3 Penske cars, because the 21 is up here now, and the 21 of Woodbros has a Team Penske alliance. So, even though Elijah Gordon has had a rough night, now they got the 12, 21, and 22 all up front here now at Charlotte. And Tori Gossett tried making it aggressive right there and thought about it. And here's the question for you, Andrew. For Josh Williamson, he's had a really fast long car, but now he's in the worst traffic that he's been in all night long, in 10th as of now, and 9th as of now, I should say. How long do you think it might take for him to move his way back up the front with how much speed he's had on the long one?
I don't think it'll take him too long. I mean, he's also made some of the most aggressive moves of all the front runners, so I think we'll see him up front here soon enough, but it's just going to be a matter of placing himself in the right spot. Speaking of aggressive, there he goes. But yeah, that's just it. He's got to make those lanes for himself instead of just relying on other folks, because if they're slower than him, then, well, he's stuck and there's nothing he can do. So that's everything you got to do if that doesn't happen.
Boy! I don't even know what exactly happened right there, but why when we were talking about Williams got taken out? They all saved it, we were still clean and green, but that bunched everyone up behind them. Oh boy.
I ain't got nothing. Holy smokes. But yeah, he's still in some pretty hairy territory here.
He's in some deep waters, but up front, Will Parrish trying to take the waist lead from the number 12 for Jordan Edwards, and he does for both times tonight on that number 65. The uncharted driver is going to take the lead here in the Coca-Cola 600, but Edwards with a massive one, and he's going to do a crossover on the front stretch at Charlotte. Wow.
Was trying to throw the block there, didn't quite work out for him. But, oh man, 26 with a great run there. We'll see where the 22 goes. He's going to stick with his teammate. Looks like he is.
Oh my god, Fitzy.
It's going to be a bit of a draft advantage there, but there goes Fitzwater with the aggressive move. I think they're trying to already position themselves for these pit stops here to try and gain as much track position as possible.
Yeah, for sure. We know that they went back with about 42, 43 laps left, something like that. And they pitted on that 54, 55. So there is going to be one pit stop left here in this one. Whether that be clean and green, or under caution if we get at the right point in time. So they are trying to set themselves up perfectly for that final one of pit stops here in the 600. But you mentioned the 31 earlier. He kind of dropped back a little bit. But Roger James, back inside the top 5 in 3rd place once again. He could be a sleeper here in this one. But Edwards out front, Fitzy in 2nd, and Roger James in 3rd.
At least for right now. Here comes Collins back once again. Scott Upton making his way back forward here in the number 6. Might be contending here for top 5 here soon. Right now, just within the top 10. And how about that 44? Where'd he come from?
Where did all these uncharted drivers come from? I have no idea. The 26 was up front, but he got shuffled. The 46 is now up front, and the 44. 66 just moved the 6 up into the middle lane. And I just want to say, this is starting to look a lot like Richmond. Both RFK cars were up front late, but the system of Scott Upton dominated Richmond in the second half, and then Logan Williams was up front late. This one, Upton has been the better car, but Logan Williams has had Williams has trap position. So I think we are seeing how much speed this 12 car or the 17 car might have, and it could be another win for RFK here tonight. But if 4 wins, that would be just another win for them this season, because they've won 4 races in total. Wait, I think 5 races in total. Yeah, 5 races, with the 2 for the 10 of Colin Quapley, 2 for the 6 of Upton, and then the part-time car of Toyota Screen. So Ford has 5 wins, Toyota has 1, and Chevy has 1. So Ford's been the dominant manufacturer, and up to this point, we got a bunch of blue ovals up front late.
Yeah, we got 4 of them up here within the top 4 positions. And here we go now. Collins, this time with the power move to the inside in that 22.
Oh boy, that was a little bit close to Fitzy trying to side draft the 22 and the 21. 29 laps to go. So we'll end the field in the well. If they decide to pit now, they can make it all the way. But I don't think they will pit now. I think they might still have 10 to 15 laps left on that fuel and those tires. And here comes pointing at Jordan Stout, trying to get. Oh my goodness!
My gosh, the 44 just about turned everybody.
Oh my goodness! This is the Hornet's Nest 17, 16, the 31, the 14, 4, 12, 44. The 44 almost made a 4 wide in turn 4. Oh, the 17, the 31, Fitzy as well. Oh my goodness.
The 31 is not going to be happy with the 17 after that one. Wow.
And I feel bad for Roger James because he's just chilling up in the top 5, trying to be a sleeper all the way long, and he gets put up in this mess. Then he got slide jobbed forcefully by the 17, and for Roger James, he's probably saying, what the heck, to the 17. But also, hello to a Gossett up to the 3rd spot now. And she's trying to chase down the 22 and the 21, and here we go, back with 2nd, 21, and the 66.
We'll see if that 66 has enough speed to first clear the 21 and then try to catch the 22. But it is a Ford Fest up here. I think this is like the top 6 or 7 positions now that Fords are currently occupying. You got to go back to the 31 and the 26 to find the best of the rest, pretty much.
Yeah, the top 5 are all Fords, and then in 7th we got Fitzy. And then in 10th we got Colin Crawford. So I think we got 7 Fords inside the top 10 right now. And that's been the story of the season. Ford, they found someone with this new next-gen car for the JBL Cup Series, and they have worked to perfection. They only have 5 wins this season, and it's looking awfully good for them to maybe get the 6th win in 8 races. But who will get it? We just have to wait and see. 25 laps to go. Look at this, everyone running the top side trying to get a massive ones down the back stretch at Charlotte.
I don't know why I thought the 44 was a Ford as well, and it was a Chevrolet, but yeah, it's 22 and great real estate right now up front. And I mean, if he's able to maintain that gap, it's going to give him a much more comfortable pit entry, because then he won't have to worry about anyone in front of him or really behind him for that matter. 21 also kind of in a similar boat at the moment now that he's starting to get away from the pack. If you're mid-pack and you're trying to pit with a bunch of guys, you can actually lose time that way just because you're needing to slow down more in order to avoid getting into a catastrophe.
Yeah, we saw what happened that brought out the last caution on that 53. Up front it was kind of fun, but then once it got to Witkowski and Orman about 10th or so, I believe that's when things went wrong. So I think if we're in the top 5, we should be okay, but hopefully, knock on wood, that we have a better Green Flag pit stops this time by than the last one. But just absolutely insane. And Andrew, here comes the guy that's trying to go crown jewel racing this season in the JBL Cup Series, Colin Crawford. We've not seen him up front until about 25-30 laps to go, but he's moving. He's up to 8th in this number 10 machine. Why is he going for crown jewel races? I don't know, but he's making a historic one here in the JBL Cup Series. Oh, that's 4 wide in the back.
Oh, pole sitter's part of that.
Oh my goodness. They quickly faded back down to double file, but they were 4 wide right there. And Beal. Here comes Beal in number 4 trying to make it 3 wide for 2nd now. But that's not going to work out. Stout going to be able to get a good enough run to keep that 2nd spot. And I think Collins might have the best car here at the moment.
Yeah, he's hoping that they keep it up with that 3 wide behind him. Cropley's going to pretty much do it again. I was just about to mention that the 19 has also started to work his way back forward. We haven't seen him up here much ever since he dropped back considerably. But back up into some better positions. But just kind of hovering there now as everyone maybe trying to sort themselves out once more here to try to run down this 22.
And I just want to say we've set a lot about all the part-timers, but here comes the best one all season. He's made this is a start in 8 races. Lance Jr. We've not talked about him all the way long, but now with 20 laps to go, he's up front, just outside the top 10 here at Charlotte. So many different players, so many different faces, so many drivers started up front and then dropped to the back, and now are up front like Aaron Abel and some others. And Memphis Fisher, he's up front late out of nowhere. Juan Duani is up here inside the top 10. Dale Camel, he's up here late. He's had a quiet night, but he's making some moves. And like some guys like Dell, he's falling back. Upton, he's falling back. Unfortunately, Williamson, he's massively dropped back, so they must have went the wrong way completely on that number 23 machine, because he's had speed all night long. And over he dropped back as well in the number 1 machine, so like you said at the start, we are going to see some comers and goers, and eventually some people might have a good enough car to stay where they are at, and we've seen just that. And the newest up and comers are a pair of SHR Fords, William Beal and Colin Cropley, third and fourth.
Yeah, I think that we're getting really close to guys coming down pit road here. Should just be a couple more laps. Oh, well, right when I say that, here comes 17, the only tanker.
Only one coming in, no problems with Logan Williamson, number 17. He's gonna try to do an undercut, kind of like of what Kingout did, but he might have just put it to fix damage. The 11 is in, and the 16. So the first one of the leaders of the 17 of Logan Williams came in on that number 83, and they are good for me. This is the final round of pit stops in the Coca-Cola 600 here at Charlotte. Oh no, Beal! Oh boy! Well, Brianna Beal missed pit road. I think a couple others might have also missed pit road. And what the heck is Beal doing?
That's good.
Beal just costed all these guys, and now there was a stack up on pit road. And now Williamson has damage. So 18 has damage. I don't know what the heck just happened.
I didn't mean to laugh there. That was going to be a bad break there. But I will say Cropley put the 66 in the wall off of 4, but they kept it straight. Now the last round is going to come down here. So where is everyone going to stack up at this point is going to be a big question.
That just shook everything up. But once again, because like you said, Cropley kind of put the 66 in the wall, and they had to save, and they had to slow it down a little bit. And because of what happened with Wanda James and Brian Beal, he completely, like, that was a late call. I thought he was going to just not pit, but he ended up pitting really, really late, and then did some funky stuff, and unfortunately that held up everyone on pit road, and that held up the third one of Wanda James, who's had a fantastic night all night long. And that is very unfortunate, but the final round of pit stops are complete here at Charlotte with 15 laps to go. I don't know who's going to be the lead. I think I want to say it might be the 21 potentially here.
17's well ahead of him.
For the 17. It might be the 17 who did the undercut, was the first one of the leaders that pitted, and didn't have to bother with any of the second lap shenanigans for pit stops, and I think 17 is going to be leading. And there was Allison Rain out front. Oh yeah, I forgot Allison Rain had a tire go down. Right when we were going back green. On that 55 I think.
So Allie's going to have to pit again here.
Yep.
And here she comes. But hey, you laps led after some problems, so making the most of it.
Allison Rain gonna get at least a bonus point to manage the damage here tonight, but now that's officially gonna make it with Logan Williams is out front, and RFK trying to get the third win on the season and trying to get the 17 of Logan Williams into the All-Star race. Currently he's not even close to being inside the top 10 points to get into the All-Star race, and if Logan Williams gets it, he will get into the All-Star race next week here on NS Race 97. How about RFK? They've been strong all season. 6 has been better than the 17, but now 17 was strong all night long. They did strategy. First one on pit road. Didn't have to deal with that mess, and they have about 1 second lead with 12 laps to go. But they have to hold off the penalty of Jordan Stout and Mitchell Collins if RFK wants to get the third win on the season, and if Logan Williams wants to win the Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah, the 21 and the 22, I think they're catching. They are most definitely catching. They're using a little bit of draft to their advantage. 21 is absolutely flying. He's actually getting away from his Ford affiliate there in the 22. So if anyone is going to catch this 17, it's going to be the point leader. We'll see if he's going to be able to try to make something happen as far as this race win goes. We're coming to 10 to go.
10 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. A lot of storylines. Logan Williams, I believe he's won this event before in season 3 of what was the JBL Cup Series when he was a part-timer with Tommy Ball Racing. I could be wrong about that, but I believe he is a former Coca-Cola 600 winner. And then you got the point leader trying to chase him down. Just quiet and consistent, but he's not won yet this season. Maybe this could be his chance. Mitch Collins, he has been kind of off his game. He won the season 3 Rookie of the Year, but he's been struggling in this 22 machine. But this 22 car historically has been a consistently good car in the JBL Cup Series, and Collins having finally a good night. And then in 4th, you got the number 66 of Toy Gossett. And unfortunately, I think the 5 of Zaidel's a lap down, and he is. There's several cars a lap down. The 23, 42, 31, 5, 8, 15, and the 7. So I think all those guys might have had damage from the stack up, or they might have gotten a penalty for missing pit road. So that's unfortunate for a lot of those guys, especially Seidel, James, and Williamson. But Gossett is in 4th, Kennington in 5th. Memphis Fisher, we haven't talked about him all night long, but he is in that 6th spot. Wait one for that spine mouse was number 77. And we're gonna go back up the front. As battle for the race to lead. Here comes the pointer of Jordan Stout trying to steal it from Logan Williams. And he is gonna take it.
Power move, no problem there. 22 has also caught them. And now can the 17 try to stick with him here to try to make a move? This 21 looks like he is absolutely flying, though. I don't think that they're going to have anything for him.
The point leader, Jordan Stout, I think they might have just put in everything for the kitchen sink for the short one, knowing that they were only going to have about 15 laps left. And they are absolutely flying. But Logan Williams, he's still there. It's not over here at Charlotte with 6 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. And if we have a crash with 5 laps to go, that will most likely end it. So these guys have to be racing like it is the last lap, because it could be at any given moment.
And don't count out Collins yet here. But 17 got pretty close to the 21. I was actually a bit surprised at that. And then had to check up. So, I mean, the last thing that the 17 needs is pretty much what the 22 is trying to do right now, and that's pass him. Because if those two get side by side, it's pretty much a done deal. And there he goes. 17's going to try to power around the outside there. Looks like he should be able to get clear, and yes, he does.
Williams is really trying, but I think what's hurting him is because he did hit a lap or two earlier than everyone else. I think it's crazy enough for me to say it, but I think these guys might have maybe a couple lap exercises, and who knows, because they've had 15 laps to go, maybe Logan Williams took 2 tires. I don't think he did, because there's a whole fuel one, but that could be a possibility. But I just think that Logan Williams has not had wasting his speed like the 21 and the 22 has all night long. Plus, with having a lap or two older tires, it's just holding back a little bit. But still, it's going to make one for number 17 for RFK Racing. Finally getting a good one here in the JBL Cup Series. And now Collins gets past with 3 laps to go. Can he catch up at the point where Jordan Stout, or the Jordan Stout gets first win in the JBL Cup Series? 3 to go.
Answer that winless, and yet he is the point leader. This is definitely going to help that quite a bit, but you got 2 cars without a front end in front of him. So we'll see if they're going to be courteous here, or if he's able to catch him in a good spot. If he doesn't, then this could get very dicey with only 2 to go.
2 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. And they're going to easily get by the 21 of Elijah Gordon. And now that might just steal it. I don't know. Was Elijah going to try to help the 22 or the 21? I don't really know. He's not going to hold up the 22 though. Or is he? Oh my goodness. Coming to the white flag though here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the point of Jordan Stout. He has the lap cut of Brandon Nelson in between. him and the checker flag final lap at Charlotte, and I don't think Mitchell Collins is gonna have enough time. Maybe if that happens though.
Little close for comfort there, but yeah, he ran down that 17 phenomenally. I mean, 17 is still going to be a big winner with that undercut strategy, but ultimately, it's going to be 21.
He's been dominant ever since Oliveira lost pointedly, and Jordan Stout will win the JBL Cup Series Coca-Cola 604 Season 4. And the point leader, he's been strong ever since about race 3, race 4 on the season. Oliveira had a point lead for the first 3 races, I believe, and ever since then it's been Stout, and Stout has been quiet and consistent. We didn't see him until the second half of this race, and he ends up getting the win. First win on the season for Jordan Stout, and he had, I believe, an 18-19 point lead. That's going to expand massively after this one. And Jordan Stout, he was already going to be in the All-Star race because of being the point leader and being in the top 10 points. But now Jordan Stout is going to be in the All-Star race because of winning the Coca-Cola 600. And Jordan Stout is really setting himself up for being a championship favorite here in the JBL Cup Series in season number 4. And the Whoopers winning here at Charlotte. Mitch Collins in second, Williams in third, Gossett in fourth, Kennington in fifth, Fisher in sixth, Smith Jr. in seventh, Clifton. Where did Noah Clifton come from? He gets 8th out of nowhere. John Young gets 9th out of nowhere. Colin Quaffley, he isn't able to do the 3-peat for the Crown Jewels, but still gets the top 10. And 10th, Crampton out of nowhere. Did Crampton have a hood buckle? Yeah, Crampton got destroyed on the pit road during the whole
Yeah, he wasn't in good shape there for a while.
And he somehow gets 11th. Oh, Miles somehow gets 12th. He was on. He was damaged and he gets 12th. Lawson in 13th, Fitzy in 14th. He has speed tonight. I think he would take a 14th after how bad the season's been. Edwards, a little bit of a disappointing one. He had a really fast car tonight, but comes home in 15th. Dwayne in 16th, and Abel started second, but couldn't really stay up front. Finishes 17th. Bill Pesh in 18th. Hamilton 19th. Upton 20th. Walker 21st. And King rounds out the 22 cars on the lead lap. Then Nelson, Gordon, Zidell, James, Collin, Williamson, Wachowski, Lane, Reynolds, Smith, Monaco, Beal, all 5 laps down. And then unfortunately, the drivers that were out from the big one that we didn't cover, and they were Angel Oliveira, Tyree Coleman, Juan Garcia, Eli Bright, Quentin Moore, and Nathan Orman. It's a bad night for Team Trackhouse. Both of the cars TMF here in the longest race on the season. But Andrew, what a race! The Coca-Cola 600 never disappoints. We saw fantastic racing all night long. Multi-crews, multiple long green flag ones, and we ended up being a long green flag one at the end to end it. And pointing going out, setting himself up to be a real championship favorite in season 4.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good at the moment. I mean, yeah, that was a good fun race there. Not too many cautions, but the ones that we did get were certainly pretty big. So a lot of fun there. Glad to have been a part of it, and congrats to the 21 on the victory and extending that lead by quite a margin. He's going to look to keep that up throughout the rest of the season. But Nathan, thank you for having me once again.
And no problem, second time I've seen for Anime up in the JBL booth, and hopefully we're going to do this to the end sometime. A fantastic one here at Charlotte, and we're halfway through the regular season. 8 races down, 15 to go in the regular season. 8 races down, 14 races left in season 4 of the JBL Cup Series, and it's all the way flying by. But next weekend, or next time out, we will have a non-points event. It's the season 4 JBL All-Star Race and the season 4 All-Star Open at Eldora Speedway. That has been a crown jewel event in itself. The All-Star Race at Eldora is unique. It's been a staple in all 4 seasons, and we're going dirt racing in the JBL Cup Series, and someone will get a season 5 reserve next time out. Eldora always a fun track, and that's going to be a fun one at Eldora Speedway. Thank you guys so much for watching. The points and the rookie of the year points will come up right after this. Thanks for Andrew Miller for joining me up here in the booth. and it was a wild one. Ford with the 6th win in 8 races, and Jordan Stout continuing his dominant stretch of races in the JBL Cup Series until next time out at Outdoor, we'll be slaying some dirt and see if it gets a Season 5 serve. I will see you guys next time at Outdoor. Bye!